What's up, guys? Matt back from Matt Minds Crypto. I'm excited today, as usual, because I've been getting a lot of questions in the comments on Twitter, in different masterminds and forums that I'm in, on what is my personal favorite miner that I have running in 2022. And I took a look at all the different factors, created some pro and cons list on all the different miners that I have running at my home, and the consensus is that my favorite miner is the MatchX M2 Pro miner. So I'm excited to go through a bunch of different bullet points I made as to why exactly the MatchX M2 Pro miner is my favorite miner in 2022. With that said, we're gonna get right into it. All right, we're back and we're talking about the MatchX M2 Pro miner and why it's my favorite miner in 2022. And if you follow the channel, you know that I'm a non-techie tech guy, self-proclaimed, and I have a bunch of just low cost, low energy consumption, super easy to use plug and play miners at my house. Everything from a bunch of different gold shell miners to helium miners, obviously the MatchX M2 Pro that we're talking about today. I have a couple other nodes running, the threefold node and a deeper network. I have one of those miners. So I have a bunch of them running at my house, and made a pro and cons list on everything because I keep getting the same question, what's my favorite miner that I have running? And the MatchX M2 Pro miner is hands down my favorite, and I made a bunch of bullet points here on the side that I'm going to just run through and tell you guys exactly why it is my favorite. And to be quite honest with you, it's not even close because, well, you'll hear. Let me go right through it, right? We'll get started. And the first reason that I have is more of a personal reason than something that would relate to you guys, but it's the first miner that I purchased. I purchased it just about a year ago today. It's been just about a year that I purchased it. I received it in May. I got it running May 24th of 2021, and so it's been going for about 11 months now. Just under 11 months. So it's my first miner. It holds a special place in my heart. I've had a great experience with the company, with the miner, with everything, as you'll hear, and it just holds a special place in my heart. And that's my number one reason. That's not something that you'll make a note of and want to buy it because of that, but it does have a special place to me. The second reason that I jotted down was that out of all the miners that I have, it's been the best user experience. It's been the best setup, best maintenance experience that I've had out of all of them. First and foremost, it was the easiest and super simple to set up. It was literally a handful of directions provided you with the box. Took between 5 and 7 minutes to get it up and running, and since then I've had zero maintenance issues. On the DataDash app, if I brought that up, there's an area of called uptime, and it shows you exactly how long it's been online, and I'm at 100% right now. It's been online the entire time, the whole 11 months. There's been no maintenance at all with the MatchX M2 Pro miner, which I can't say with my other miners. The gold shells I need to update from time to time. Sometimes they come offline. I need to address those. I do an inventory weekly on all those miners. Helium miners, don't even get me started on those. That's something that I can't even control or figure out as far as when they're online, when they're offline, when the blockchain's backed up. Like, who the heck knows what's going on with that? But the MatchX M2 Pro miner, I've had zero issues with the maintenance and keeping it online and consistently mining, which is a plus. Alongside that, the user experience, just super silent. You have no idea that it's running. You have no clue that it's working, but it is, and it's just the most quiet one that I have out of everything. Obviously, the gold shell miners, you can hear the fans running a little bit. Helium miner has a very slight buzz. This one has literally nothing, dead silent. Can't hear a word, not a word, a sound. And then the third thing I wrote down as far as the user experience is that it's just such low powered and low energy consumption. I had it upgrade nothing in my electric panel. It plugs into a regular outlet. It hasn't affected my internet speed. It hasn't affected my cost of electricity. I believe that the number's something silly, like it's like, don't quote me on this, but I think it's like $5 for the year to run this thing for the entire year, which is crazy, right? So super low energy consumption, doesn't cost much to run and maintain. So it's just been a completely enjoyable experience from that end. Getting involved with the project, and specifically it being my first one that I got involved with, it created a great experience for me to delve into other projects, to have the confidence to buy them and test them and try them and see how they're earning, you know? So just a completely enjoyable experience with the MatchX M2 Pro Miner and their entire team. So that brings me to the third bullet point that I have here, which is that it's the only miner, just lied, one of two miners that I have that are a multi-token miner. So right now the MatchX M2 Pro Miner mostly does the MXC token, which is it's run by the MXC Foundation. So it mostly mines the MXC token, but you also have the option to stake and bond some MXC to be able to also mine another token called DHX. And they just finished the third testnet of doing low-powered Bitcoin mining. So I was a part of that third testnet, and they're actually rolling out Bitcoin mining to all users of the MatchX M2 Pro Miner starting later this month. So it should happen in the next week or two. We just got a newsletter actually right before I was starting to record this video that they are rolling that out in the next 2 weeks. Low power Bitcoin mining to everybody that has it. Before it was just specific people, specific miners, and you had to lock up some MXC to be able to do it and qualify, but they're opening up to everybody starting later on this month, which is super cool. And then there's also rumors that eventually they're going to be doing some mining of Polkadot as well. So it's the only miner that I have that does 3 tokens right now, and hopefully 4 soon. I do have a gold shell mini Doge, which does Dogecoin as well as Litecoin, but it's not even close as far as how much easier it is to run the MatchX M2 Pro Miner as opposed to my gold shell miners, for all the reasons that I'm mentioning here today. So I love that as the multi-token miner. That brings me to my next bullet point, which is that it's early in the project. I'm an early adopter. If you got involved with this project now, you would still be an early adopter as well. I looked at the maps. I'm comparing it to the Helium network as well, because they're very similar. They're both creating their own networks. And right now, there's a total of just under 24,000 MatchX M2 Pro miners out there in the network. And in comparison to the Helium network, Helium has just under 705,000 hotspots running. So 24,000 compared to 705,000, enormous difference. And it just goes to show how early we are on this, and how much growth potential there is as MXC Foundation continues to grow and do the things that they have sought out to do. So I just love being an early adopter. If you see my videos, you know that I take risks. I don't mind big risks because I think that there's big rewards. You don't have to hit them all the time, but if you're involved in X amount of games, a couple of them are going to hit. So I love being involved in early projects. This one has already turned profitable, which you'll find out in a second when I talk about that. But I just love being early, and if you got involved with this project, it's early now, even though I got involved 11 months ago. So it's still super early, and I love that about this project. The next thing that I jotted down was that it's a strong and growing team with great communication. So what I mean by that is that they are very vocal from a communication standpoint, in with their emails, their Twitter, their YouTube channel. There's this amazing guy, Mo, that is super Mo, if you're watching this, shout out to you. He's just super energetic, and he has a real cool way of presenting news and updates and everything. And I love watching him because one, he's just he's a likable character, and then two, he's just week by week, he's dropping new information from constant news updates in regards to where they're expanding the new territories, whether that be areas, countries, continents even. I think the last email, they've expanded to South America and Africa. They're constantly having new partnerships and new partnerships with distributors, and then they're constantly adding and introducing new team members, which is super positive because if you're adding new team members, obviously you're growing and you're filling different voids and needs that your company has, and you're not falling behind, right? So it's just great I love that they update all the time. I feel like a lot of my other projects that I'm involved with the miners, there's not a lot of updates and news updates, and the MXC Foundation is very, very proactive when it comes to updating their community and everybody involved. So I love that about them. It makes me feel just informed and like I know what's going on. And like I said, I just got an email just a couple minutes ago regarding the weekly update. So it's just really nice to be informed and just part of the community and knowing what's going on when people ask questions, right? So strong growing team and communication plus there. And then alongside that, my next bullet point I have is that they're consistent with their delivery times. They're super transparent on that week-to-week update email as far as what their shipping times are looking at, depending on what area of the world you live in, because they have distributors all throughout the world. So depending on where you live, depends on what distributor is going to be shipping you your MatchX M2 Pro, and there's different shipping times depending on where that is. So they do a great job of being transparent and updating you. They're spot on with their shipping updates and timeframes. And depending where you're watching from, I'm in America. They're shipping right now in anywhere between 2 to 3 weeks right now in America, and that varies. In Europe, you're going anywhere from a handful of days, depending on where else you are. It could be a couple months, but they're spot on their delivery updates, and it's just nice because if anybody else is involved with helium, you have no idea when you're going to get your helium hotspot, right? It's super frustrating, and I go back to what I was saying about the news updates. It's no different here with the delivery times. Just communication and knowing what you're getting involved with and what you're getting is super important to me, and just makes me feel like special and part of the project, even though I'm just running a miner at my house, right? So with that, the next thing that I have is the important thing that everybody's looking for is that it does produce rewards, and you can make money with this. So the MatchX M2 Pro with the MXC Foundation, it produces anywhere between $10 and $14 in MXC tokens per day. How many MXC tokens is that? It depends daily on the price of MXC at that time. So obviously, if the price is lower of MXC, you're going to be receiving more MXC tokens. If the price has increased, you receive less MXC tokens, but it's anywhere between $10 and $14 of MXC per day. So what was cool about this experience for me is that it only took me 159 days or 5 months and 1 week to break even. This miner is $3,000, just under $3,000. And I made that back in just over 5 months, which is super cool, because what ended up happening is that when I got involved, the price of the tokens were about 4 or 5 cents a token. So I was accumulating more so early on, and towards the fourth or fifth month, there was a little bit of appreciation in the price of the token, and that means that my bag was bigger, it was more valuable. So it was cool to see that I broke even in just over 5 months, because I was anticipating being like a 7 to 8 month break-even point. So it was cool that that happened in that amount of time. And I'm gonna bring up a quick chart here just to show you where it's at, because it's kind of reassuring where this price is on MXC. Let me bring it up. So see, I'm on CoinGecko.com. I brought up MXC. Am I too big? I'll shrink me down a little bit. So you'll see right now, MXC token is worth just over 10 cents a token. And if you look at the chart, I brought it out the last 6 months. You can see that it's consistently gone up bit by bit. Like I was explaining to you, back in October, it was around 4 to 6 cents here, as you can see, and it's just continually gone up, which is kind of cool because if you're following the markets, you know that most of the market is in the tank. So the fact that there was no price fluctuation to MXC is really cool, because almost every single other token in the crypto space has taken a huge nosedive over the last 6 months, and is not above where it was 6 months ago. Most of them are a lot lower and would be down here somewhere. So super cool that MXC has maintained and increased their price over the last 6 months, where the overall market has not done that. So you can see, yeah, you can see it. So the all-time high, where is it? Right here is just over 13 cents. So we're not far off. We're at 10.5 cents. We're not far off from the all-time high. Market's in the tank right now. So super reassuring about that. Just because obviously price is important. We're in this to provide a service and be involved in crypto and be a part of projects, but we're also here to make money as well, right? And it's just super cool that the price has continued to appreciate, and I am here for it, right? And then the last thing that I want to talk about, that some people, this is an unpopular opinion, some people have issues with the way that the tokenomics work for mining MXC, and certain tokens have halvenings. The MXC Foundation decided to go against the halvenings, and instead what they do is they have something called miner health. So what happens is if you withdraw tokens from your wallet after you've earned them with the MatchX M2 Pro, you are penalized, and it takes a little bit for your miner health, your fuel tank to fill up, so that you're mining at maximum capacity. When you withdraw tokens from your MatchX M2 Pro miner wallet, that fuel tank decreases, and it's not as it doesn't mine as well. You're not going to receive the same amount of rewards that you were earning after you take money out or tokens out. So why I'm saying that that's an unpopular opinion, that I think it's a good thing, and other people are saying, why do I get penalized when I withdraw earnings that I've been rewarded? I think it's good because it forces me to hold or hodl. It makes me like, typically if I had $3,000 in a wallet and I have like a shiny object syndrome, I want to buy an NFT or another miner or something like that, I'll be like, oh, I got $3,000 in this wallet, let me just move it over to another account and then just spend it, right? With being penalized, it forces me to hold it and not touch it until I have a big nest egg. And I do believe that the MXC Foundation token is going to end up going a lot higher than 10 cents. That's the goal, right? As they keep building out, keep expanding, keep growing, that the value of the token keeps going up. So my hope is that I keep accumulating an enormous bag of MXC tokens, and eventually it's worth 6 figures worth of dollars, and I can cash out at that point. But my whole point in saying this is that certain people think it's bad that they get penalized and don't earn as much if they withdraw tokens from their wallet. I think it's a great thing because it forces you to hodl and kind of just know that it's a long-term investment, because that's what all investing is, right? Most of us should be looking at this for a long-term perspective point of view, and it helps along with that mentality, just knowing that you're going to be penalized and that there's no need to sell. Let's just sit it there until it hits a number that you might make up in your head. When it gets to there, then we'll sell, and we'll realize that it's going to take a while to build back up and to be earning exactly what it was earning at one point. So with that said, I like the idea that it does that. It also is no different than a halvening, right? It's no different than a helium network where instead of you earning less when you take out, helium automatically does it, and they just half the amount of tokens that are released to the entire network. So it's no different than that. It's just it's presented differently. You don't see it happening as often where they have that kind of setup in the tokenomics. So it's just different to people, and it makes people feel as if they're getting penalized for withdrawing, which is not completely true. And if you look at it from a different perspective like I am, it's a good thing, right? Because we believe in the project long term. That's why we bought it. You just don't buy something because you don't believe in it. And it just forces me to hold. So I love the MatchX M2 Pro miner. I've had a couple pop-ups pop up throughout this video. If you're interested in this at all, if you have any questions, ask them in the comments below. I do have a coupon code for $50 off a MatchX M2 Pro. That link will be in the description down below. Please make sure that you click it, use it, because any money saved is helpful, right? So any questions, let me know. If you have a favorite miner, please drop that information as well in the comments, because I love to hear about new projects. I love to hear about things I may or may not be involved with, and hear different people's perspectives. So with that said, thank you for watching. 2022 MatchX M2 Pro Miner, my personal favorite right now. Have a great day.